Back in the 1780s, a young, bankrupt architect turned his fortunes around by designing impressive villas like this. He then went on to create some of the most famous palaces and mansions in the country. Find out who he was and where I am in just a moment. On today's show, a couple who are spiritually uplifted by the properties we show them. At first, it's all about the feeling of the place. Oh, here we are.
Oh, wow.
You had a pretty strong reaction as we came through the door, even.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. Definitely.
And we may have found them a slice of Eden. 9 acres.
9 acres! Oh, wow!
So your dogs will be exhausted by the time they get to the edge.
9 acres, my goodness.
Today I'm in the Welsh county of Ceredigion, and this is Llanacheron, a house built by John Nash at the beginning of his career when he lived in Wales. Architecture fans amongst you will know that he went on to design Brighton Pavilion, Buckingham Palace and Regent Street in London. The symmetry and setting of this house really sets it off for the eye, and it's also a great spot to enjoy the surrounding countryside. The county of Ceredigion in the west of Wales is bordered by counties including Pembrokeshire and Carmarthenshire. Ceredigion's coastline stretches some 60 miles around the magnificent crescent of Cardigan Bay. At the top of the bay, Aberystwyth is a lively university town and holiday resort. The seafront is home to rows of attractive houses with a wide promenade protecting them from the Irish Sea. Further down the coast, Newquay was home to Welsh poet Dylan Thomas for a brief time during the Second World War. But the breathtaking beauty of the surrounding landscape inspired one of the most productive periods of his life. Inland, the Ceredigion countryside is dominated by sheep and cattle farms. Traditional villages such as Cenarth have changed little for centuries, with buildings dating back as far as the 1300s. Whether it's stunning coastline, attractive seaside towns or remote countryside, Ceredigion has a unique beauty that makes it one of the most inspiring of counties to move to. Like many parts of Wales, Ceredigion offers great value for money for property shoppers. The average price for a detached house here in the county is £223,000, which is more than £100,000 less than the figure for the UK. And your money goes even further inland, away from the more expensive, sought-after holiday homes on the coast. But as well as good value, this countryside has a spiritual quality, and that is what has attracted our buyers today. So let's meet them. Jill and Andy from the town of Poole in Dorset were best friends for 16 years before tying the knot. They took a chance on each other after a trip to the cinema.
We went to see a romantic comedy, the film Mamma Mia, and we laughed and cried at the same moments. And when we came outside the cinema, I looked at Andy and I had a light bulb moment. I just absolutely knew that I loved him and was going to marry him. So we did.
I had to wait 16 years for the woman I love, but it was well worth it in the end.
They married 8 years ago and live on the outskirts of Poole in a 5-bedroom detached house. Although they've both lived in the area for a long time, they're ready for a change of scenery.
When I first moved here 26 years ago, Poole had a lot of charm and was much quieter, but now I'm finding it's much busier and things have changed quite a lot. So we were very much looking forward to move to Ceredigion to have the tranquil, peaceful way of life and a whole new adventure.
The couple run a dog boarding company and have 2 dogs of their own. They're also spiritual mediums, practicing Reiki and Indian head massage. And it's the spiritual beauty of Wales that's attracting them to Ceredigion as a place to live and to continue their work.
I love that area of Wales. It's absolutely breathtaking scenery, the mountains and the streams. It just feels so peaceful and inspiring.
But they're not the only ones moving. Jill's father also lives with them in Poole, and he'll be joining them in the new property.
My father is 89 now, it was his birthday yesterday, and he's struggling with the stairs and with his mobility. So it's very much the move is for him first and foremost to find a property with accommodation downstairs for him so that he can go out into the garden, enjoy the sunshine and watch the birds.
But although they're moving to another country and will miss their friends and clients, Andy and Jill are excited for the whole family.
We very much feel that this is a new chapter. It's time to move on. We very much feel it for all of us, especially my dad, and we want to give him a quality of life in his twilight years because we love him dearly.
Andy and Jill would like to be close to the coast and no more than 1 hour's drive from the town of Aberystwyth. I'm meeting up with them in the Ceredigion countryside to run through their wish list. Good morning, guys.
Morning.
Thank you for bringing us to lovely Ceredigion. So what's your connection to the place?
My aunt and uncle used to own a very small cottage in the seaside village of Borth.
Oh, nice.
We have had very fond memories of going to stay there, both me and my father. And Andy's been to Wales a few times and loved the area.
So you're a later arrival, Andy?
I am indeed, but it's a beautiful part of the world, so very glad to be here.
And tell me about the house. When you picture the house, how do you see it in your mind's eye?
We're picturing a detached period property, something a little bit different, a little bit quirky, a bit like us, with lots of character, lots of charm, something a bit unusual.
Aha, you're just careful what you wish for.
Yes.
And in terms of spec, in terms of bedrooms, how many bedrooms are you looking for?
We're looking for a minimum of 3 bedrooms and one on the downstairs level ensuite for my father.
And the outside space, are you looking for a big garden?
Yes, we'd like at least a minimum of half an acre to an acre for the dogs so they can roam free and enjoy the outside space as much as we're going to.
What about location? Are you looking to be out in the sticks or in a town or a village?
We're looking for more rural, remote. The biggest thing about this move is the peace and quiet it will bring and the tranquility.
So remind us again of your budget.
The budget for this move is £355,000.
OK, so that's a nice big budget in Wales. Well, we've got some lovely properties lined up. I'm excited to show you.
Oh,
Great,
we can't wait.
No, you can see you look excited.
Yes, very
So let's put your waiting to the end. Let's get in the car and go and see them.
OK,
Superb.
thank you very much.
Thank you.
With a budget of £355,000, Andy and Jill would like a detached period property with lots of character. It should have a minimum of 3 bedrooms, with a generous one on the ground floor for Jill's father. They'd like some outside space for their dog boarding business and for their spiritual healing practice. And they'd prefer a peaceful, rural setting for their new home. We've lined up a selection of charming properties to inspire our couple, but I won't be furnishing them with the all-important price tag until the end of our viewings. Our last house, the mystery property, will give them something a little different to contemplate. Our first property is in the small village of Llanarth. The nearest town for a range of amenities is the Georgian fishing port of Aberyron. Perched on the Cardigan Bay coastline, the harbour is lined by pastel-painted Regency-style houses. Built in the 1880s, it was laid out as one of Wales' first planned towns. House number 1 is situated a half a mile from the village of Llanarth at the end of a private track. Here we have it, house number 1.
Oh, lovely.
Looks very nice.
Wow. It looks very, very pretty.
It looks like a classic cottage.
Yes.
The white walls and the slate roof looks charming.
Yes.
Really nice.
Lovely.
Let's look inside.
OK, thank you.
Lovely.
Sitting on the edge of a gently sloping hillside, this cottage dates back over 300 years and has been considerably extended. We're starting our tour in the oldest part. Come on in. Straight into the kitchen. Nice sunny kitchen.
That's very bright. Oh, wow. Oh, the exposed wall.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Oh, lovely. Yeah.
So it's got all the mod cons. You've got a nice big range.
Oh, lovely.
Dishwasher and everything.
Oh.
But as I say, the exposed brickwork kind of
Yes,
makes it feel a
that's
little bit
lovely.
more rustic.
It's one of the features we're looking for, so.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Now, I know other rooms in the house are more important for you, so let's press on.
OK.
The kitchen leads on to a formal dining room with a striking stone fireplace. There's also a generous utility for the white goods next to the kitchen. At the more modern end of the house, there's a garden room that would be a pleasant space for Jill's father, as well as the main living room. So we've effectively just walked 150 years. So that was the original house, and that was the back wall, and then this was an extension.
Oh, wow.
See, this is now the sitting room.
That's
Oh,
lovely.
it's lovely.
I like the little alcoves.
That's gorgeous.
One of the reasons we brought you to this house is that through there you've got a bedroom, a shower room and a toilet all in its own separate sort of room for your dad.
Oh, great. Brilliant.
Superb.
It's lovely. It's got a really nice feel. It's really nice.
Very homely.
Yes, very homely.
Yeah, lovely.
Now, you were saying that your intuition would let you know whether it was going to be a contender. Is this?
This is feeling very good at the moment.
Yeah.
Very good. It feels homely.
Yeah, very strong
much.
start. Yeah.
Very good start.
Yeah.
Very good.
Great reactions to the ground floor layout, and with Jill's father accommodated downstairs, we're heading upstairs to explore Andy and Jill's quarters. There are 2 bedrooms, both in the roof space, including one that looks straight out onto the tiered garden, as well as the master. Come in. So this would be your bedroom.
Oh, wow.
It's on 2 levels.
Oh, goodness, wow.
So you've got lots of storage up there. You've got a sort of bathroom suite right at the other end of the hall.
Okay.
And then just off the back, there's a very nice room that's sort of, because of the slope of the garden, is level with the garden, which could be a nice meditation room.
Oh, brilliant.
Sounds lovely. This is different. This is what we were saying about being quirky. But we like the beams, and we like the character and the different levels. It's not your standard room, which is really great.
Oh, it's lovely.
Well, maybe we can tie it all with a bow by looking in the garden.
Yes, wonderful.
With the tour inside wrapped up, I'm hoping the outside space is suitable for the dogs. The gardens are extensive and well looked after, with various seating areas taking advantage of the views over open countryside. The garden's quite big. It's about 3/4 of an acre.
Oh, really?
So it stretches over touches into that woodland. The woodland doesn't belong to you. And it goes right up to the top. I don't know if you can see there's a chair up the top with lovely views.
Oh, wow.
So it's quite sort of angled.
Yeah.
Would that work with the dogs?
Yes, I think it could, if we could make it secure.
You have to
for
make
them.
sure that it's properly fenced.
Fenced,
but
and
yeah,
so we
could
can
work.
make it safe for them.
Certainly a beautiful spot.
It's lovely.
Now, of course, the key factor is how much it costs. So what do you think this property's on the market for?
I'd value this house at £325,000.
Going a bit higher, I'd say 335,000.
Okay, well, in this instance, Andy, you're closer. It's actually on at 339,000.
Ah.
Is it?
Oh, okay.
Okay. Does have most of the elements we're looking for, to be honest. It's a very strong contender for the first house, I have to say. So very impressed at this point.
Well, do go and explore. Maybe you can go with your hiking boots and get up to the top there. We'll go and have a look around the house.
Yes,
and
okay.
I'll catch you up later on.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you.
Under budget by £16,000, our first house is a characterful period cottage which has been modernised in recent years. It comes with 3 bedrooms, 1 downstairs for Jill's father, and options for the spiritual healing business. The house sits in a plot of 3/4 of an acre, which could be fenced off for the dogs.
I love the feel of this house. Already feeling that this could be a home for all of us. I could actually see us all living here. And I'm feeling quite emotional, which is a good barometer for us.
It does cover a lot of the elements that we're looking for, particularly my father-in-law, which is fantastic. Just need to check out a few elements like security for the dogs and whether it's large enough to cope with our spiritual events. But it's a very strong contender. We're very impressed.
You're done?
Yes, thank you very much.
I don't know if I pointed out, but this is a working well.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Wonderful. We can make a wish.
You can make a wish. But not before you've seen all the other properties, so come on.
Okay, thank you.
Ceredigion 60 miles of coastline forms the sweep of Cardigan Bay and is some of the most varied in Wales. The ancient town of Cardigan sits at the base of the bay, where the River Teifi meets the sea. The longest river in Wales, it played an important role in the country's history. Andy and Jill expressed an interest in outdoor activities, so we sent them to meet Richard Strefford, who runs a guided canoe trip along the river, starting off in the town and ending up in the Tavy Marshes Nature Reserve.
Hi.
Hi.
You must be Rich.
Yeah, welcome.
Nice to meet you.
Welcome to Cardigan.
So, what's so special about this part of the river?
Well, in fact, the whole river is designated a special area of conservation, due in part to the fact there's no industry on there, just some agriculture. So you've got very low levels of pollution and very high levels of otters, deer, salmon and suin.
So why canoes, Rich?
Well, canoes don't need much water at all. We wouldn't be able to get up into the marshes with a boat that needs a large draft of water, a large depth of water. And also, if we took a larger boat with an engine, then we'd disturb the wildlife that we're hoping to go and see today.
That's
Fabulous.
Back in the early 19th century, Cardigan was the largest port in Wales, a centre of industry and international trade. And the River Tavy was instrumental in getting commodities in and out of the country. Today, the Tavy Marshes, just outside the town, is a unique environment where fresh and salt waters meet. Stretching over 247 acres, the wetland is home to mammals such as otters and aquatic birds.
So you see there, guys, that's a cormorant.
Oh.
And round here, they used to eat cormorant.
Oh, really?
It's quite a meaty bird.
Oh.
It spends its life just eating fish.
Okay.
Lots of seabirds use marshes like this when the sea's rough. This is like a secondary shelter for them
Because it's
as
calm,
well.
a bit
Yeah,
calmer.
because it's calmer. So we're on high tide at the moment. And at low tide then, this will be like mud flats.
Oh,
You know,
really? Oh, look, skimming. That's lovely.
Yeah.
Further upstream, the reed beds give way to the Tavy Gorge. The banks become more steep and wooded, and the river deepens. The gorge is known for the quality of its slate, which was quarried here up until the early 20th century and exported downstream.
So this is all the spoil from the slate quarrying
Oh.
that went on here about 150 years ago.
Kilgarran slate, named after the village closest to the quarrying site, was sent all over the world, and fragments can still be found along the riverbanks today.
And I'll just grab some to show you. This is the Kilgarran slate, or the Pembrokeshire green slate as it's known. It's actually quite brittle, okay? But at that time, it was the only building material we had round here. It would be quarried from the side of the gorge, sorted on dry land, and then barges would come up from the port, load up with slate, and then take it back down for it to be sorted and shipped all over the world. So O'Connell Street in Dublin has some Kilgarran slate paving, and even some buildings in New York.
Oh, wow.
But slate quarrying had a side effect. It produced a lot of wastage, and rather than take this away from the gorge, they simply threw it in the water. It eventually clogged up the river, making it unnavigable to large ships, and the industry died. The canoe trip has provided Andy and Jill with an insight into their new natural surroundings and how best to explore it.
The difficult part is avoiding going around in circles. But I'm finding the steering manageable now. I'm enjoying being the captain at the back.
I'm enjoying the paddling. It's
Yes.
good exercise.
Very peaceful as well.
It's all the better for being out in nature, though.
It's lovely.
Rather be here than down the gym.
Yes.
Any day.
Oh, yeah.
For the next property, we're staying in the Llanarth area, but heading a little bit closer to the coast. Llanarth is a small village, one of the oldest in Ceredigion, and it's centred on a crossroads and has amenities including a post office, pub and convenience store. Just 3 miles from some of the finest coastline in Wales, it's a great base for Andy and Jill, given their love of outdoor sports. House 2 is located at the end of an unmade farm track a mile away from the main road and is as remote as it gets.
This is an extraordinary property.
Wow.
We couldn't wait to show you this because in many ways it's the opposite of what we've just seen.
Yes.
This is
So much space for Spirit and so much space for dogs.
Wow.
It is going to involve some imagination
Yes.
about bringing it into the world of reality.
Wow.
But we walk past, you see this field here?
Yes.
That's yours.
Really?
More importantly, do you see this vast field here?
Yes.
Most of which you can't see because it wraps behind this building and all the way around that property. That's yours too.
Really?
That's a big size.
9 acres.
9 acres.
acres. Oh, wow.
So your dogs will be exhausted by the time they get to the edge.
9 acres. My goodness. Oh, wow.
So it's a very big property, but the great thing about the property, it has so much potential for your business.
Yes.
Superb.
This 9-acre secluded small holding includes numerous outbuildings which we'll explore later, but at its centre is a wonderful 16th century farmhouse which is in need of updating. It's currently vacant as the owners have already moved out. The front porch leads onto a characterful sitting room with an inglenook fireplace. There's also a further reception room in this, the older part of the house, along with a family bathroom. But we're heading to the kitchen, accessed via a corridor at the back of the house. Oh, here we are.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, goodness me. Look.
Yes, you got some very old touches
Wow.
in this property.
Wow.
It's an old property, it's back from the 16th century.
Wow.
You had a pretty strong reaction as we came through the door even.
Yeah.
Definitely. Definitely.
Yeah.
Wow.
What's the feeling?
It's everything we're sort of dreaming and visualising of with the character, but also the potential to take it forward.
You'd have to put some labour of love in here to
Yes.
make it sort of
Yes, so TLC.
snug.
Wow.
So basically, you'd be buying some history and some character, but then
Yes.
if you put some time and effort into it and refurbish it, you'd be making something quite extraordinary out of
Yes.
that, wouldn't you?
And then we got a little addition,
Ah.
which we thought might work for your dad.
Oh, brilliant.
Ah, superb.
Wow.
So coming through here, we've got a much more modern extension.
Oh, wow.
We've got a shower and a toilet.
Oh.
And then you've got doors out into the back garden and doors out into a lovely terrace.
Oh, wow.
So we thought this might be nice for your dad's bedroom.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
really
Next to the
good.
kitchen.
Yes, brilliant.
Excellent. Lots of light,
Yeah, wow.
heat. Yeah, superb.
Didn't expect this at
No.
the end of the property.
I know, it's quite
Not at all.
unexpected, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's a revelation. Yeah.
Wow.
Andy and Jill seem to be buying into the idea of putting their own stamp on this property. With the ground floor tour completed, I'm sending Andy and Jill upstairs to explore the bedrooms. There are 3 in total, a double guest room, a small single, and a master bedroom set in the eaves with exposed beams.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Nice. Oh, I love the beams.
Oh, wow.
Wow. And thick walls as well over there.
That's lovely.
Yeah. That's.
So much potential.
Oh, it's amazing. That's definitely the word. That's.
Outside, it's hard to know where to begin. There are 9 acres of land here, much of it potential grazing land. The immediate garden wraps around the house and includes a decking area. But because the property was once a small holding, there are also outbuildings and barns, with lots of possibilities of developing a spiritual healing practice. Right. Now, this is super exciting.
Wow.
Here we have not 1, but 3 barns.
No.
So you've got one big building here, and all 3 parts of it have got planning permission to convert for holiday lets.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Wow.
superb. That's excellent.
However, I was thinking this space on either end you could have like holiday lets, and this space in the centre would be a fantastic practice room
Yes.
for you.
Yeah.
Yes, wow.
The spiritual retreat. Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
It's incredible.
This is amazing.
Absolutely incredible.
Absolutely.
Obviously, it's a lot of work.
Yes.
Yeah. It is. Be a worthwhile project.
Worthwhile.
Oh yes.
If you can visualise the end result
Yeah.
and the journey,
Yeah.
that makes it all the fun.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Love it.
Let's go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
There's a lot to take in with this vast proposition, but what would Jill and Andy have to pay if they want to secure it? Where better to guess than overlooking the fields they could own? So you can see your land goes down here, the kind of field, the clean fields down to the
Wow.
tree line below there. What do you think the price tag on this one is?
£300,000.
I'm going to go with £335,000.
Okay, so it's on the market for £349,950. But the owners and a little bird have been speaking, and the little bird tells me that they would accept offers considerably under that.
Okay.
But obviously you have to spend a lot of money to do it up.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
it's quite a
which you'd have to
project.
take into account.
Yeah.
So go explore. I
Okay,
can see you're
thank you.
chomping at the bit
Yes,
to go and have a look.
okay.
Go and look at the
Thank
other
you.
places.
Thank you.
Okay.
That's probably the most intense house tour I think I've ever done in terms of the feedback from Jill and Andy. I mean, almost like a religious experience. Marvellous.
Under budget by £5,000, this spacious small holding has potential with a capital P. At its heart is a characterful 16th century farmhouse in need of updating, with 3 upstairs bedrooms and options for Jill's father downstairs. The 9 acres of land provides more than enough room for the dogs to run around in, and the numerous barns and outbuildings could be developed over time.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, look at that.
Superb.
Oh, another barn.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
It's just
Oh,
remarkable.
amazing. Goodness me.
It's quite a unique and an extraordinary property. I mean, the history there and the character, it really is quite remarkable. The inside and the outside space. I've never actually seen anything like it in my life, really. I'm very glad that we've had a look around. It's superb.
It's an amazing position. The peace, the quiet, the rural aspect we were looking for. It would just be the cost of the renovation and the work that needed to be doing. But this would be the ideal spiritual retreat for us and also for the dogs.
This is a real labour of love, and I will take my hat off to these two when they pull it off. You'll pull this off, won't you?
Think so, yes.
You look quite as sure. Good. Well, the journey's not over yet.
Okay.
I'm in Ceredigion in West Wales with Jill and Andy from Poole in Dorset, who have £355,000 and a rather extensive wish list. Coming up, will the mystery house possess the right spiritual qualities?
That's amazing. Quite
Huge.
some entrance.
This is sort of cathedral-like, isn't it?
Yes,
It is.
yes.
Yeah, very much so.
And I meet the business-minded farming brothers who are moving on to pastures new.
Just flick your finger through the stream of alcohol and you'll be able to taste the herbs and the spices.
Whew. It's a beautiful morning here in Ceredigion, ready for Andy and Jill's house hunt. In no particular order, they're looking for a house for themselves, for her dad, for the dogs, and for their spiritual work. So will our mystery house today live up to expectations? It's quite different in terms of style, but will it match their wish list?
For our final mystery property, we're heading inland to the small village of Penbont Rhyda Bethau. The most rural setting of all our properties, the village sits in a quiet valley 7 miles inland from the coast within an area of outstanding natural beauty. The mystery house is a 5-minute drive away in a remote and magical setting. The location should really appeal to Andy and Jill. I just hope the house, a more modern offering than we've seen so far, gives off the right vibes.
So, here's the mystery house, a 2009 A-frame, architects designed, modern Welsh dwelling.
Ah, wow.
Ah, okay. Wow.
Okay.
It's very striking.
What do you think about the energy of the place? What do you think of the house?
It's huge.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's enormous.
it's enormous.
I love the river and everything. Yes.
Beautiful.
And the location.
Beautiful
and the docks.
scenery. It's drawing me in. Keen to see
Yes, keen to see
what
inside
lies
now.
inside. Wow.
Well, you wanted some big spaces.
Yeah, that would be great.
Okay.
Built just 7 years ago, I don't think our period property-loving couple would have considered this unique, stylish house, which has an open-plan layout inside. But I'm keen to see if I can convince them of its ultra-modern merits. We're starting off in the sitting room.
That's amazing. Quite
Huge.
some entrance.
Yes.
This is sort of cathedral-like, isn't it?
Yes,
It is.
yes.
Yeah, very much so.
Isn't it great?
Very impressive.
Oh, that window and the door with the light. That's,
Yeah.
oh, you can see the trees. Wow.
That is lovely with
Goodness.
the balconies. and-
Wow.
Well, we thought that you wanted something a bit grand and sort of like uplifting.
Yeah.
And the trouble is with a lot of, Welsh period
Yes,
properties,
yes.
they're quite dark.
Yes.
Yeah. Love
Does
it.
it have good energy?
Very
Yes,
much so.
looking
Yeah.
forward to
yeah,
seeing the
yeah,
rest of
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Well, let's look at the kitchen.
Okay. Important room.
Our modern mystery property is well insulated and has been finished to a high standard with engineered oak flooring and underfloor heating throughout. As well as this main sitting room, there's a light, bright snug and a cinema room, which might be a bedroom option for Jill's father, although they'd have to put an ensuite bathroom in. But we're exploring the kitchen.
So come in here. It's a sort of kitchen down here. They've got space for a dining room table, and then a very modern kitchen.
Oh,
Wow.
die.
Okay,
Okay.
yeah.
Wow.
Blacks and reds.
Yes.
Different, like it. Yeah.
So you go through there. You've got your utility or your white goods, and then its doors step down into a very nice big garage.
Oh, okay.
Excellent. Super. Plenty of space.
Yes.
So the question is it something you could imagine living in?
Wow. What do you think?
We'll have a look for more and then see.
Let's look at your bedroom.
Okay.
They're reserving judgment for now, but I'm feeling as though Andy and Jill are giving this house some consideration as we head upstairs. There are 5 bedrooms spread across 2 stories. Off the first floor galleried landing are 4 of the bedrooms, all light and spacious doubles, including 2 with single beds in them. There's also a family bath and shower room. On the top floor, there's a further bedroom which could make an excellent treatment room as it has an ensuite bathroom. But we're staying on the first floor to look at where they could sleep.
So it's a master suite.
Blimey.
Nice walk-in dressing room. Down the steps
Grief.
Wow.
to your own rather lovely master suite. Nice ensuite with a shower room.
Super.
Wow.
It's very tasteful, very modern. And lots of space.
Space.
Yeah, you can see it would work very, very well for a family. Don't know, possibly whether it's too much space for just like the 3 of us. Possibly, but it's awfully nice. Really, really nice.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
very, very tastefully done.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, let's go outside because obviously that's very important for you
yes.
too.
Thank
Super.
you.
Thank you.
Like the house, the tidy garden is easy to maintain. It's walled in, so suitable for the dogs. It's not as big as some of the others I've shown Andy and Jill, but it's more than compensated for by the wraparound views of the forest.
So that's the whole package really. It's quite a substantial house and then a sort of slightly smaller land.
Yeah.
But on the basis that you're in the middle of this fantastic dog walking countryside. What's the price tag on this mystery house, do you think?
I would say right on the top end of our budget, £355,000.
I think it might be slightly over budget. I'm going to go at £359,000.
Ah, well, in this instance, you're both a bit pessimistic because it's just under your budget. It's actually on at £349,950.
Ah, okay.
So armed with that fact, why don't you have a stroll around? There's quite a lot else
Okay.
to take in.
Plenty to see. Yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll see you at the front.
Super.
Under budget by £5,000, our architect-designed mystery house is modern and stylish with an open-plan layout. There are 5 upstairs bedrooms with an option to convert a downstairs reception room into a bedroom for Jill's father. Outside, the garden is manageable and secure for the dogs, and it's located in a magical valley.
Really nice house, really large, really modern. Lots of room inside. Not sure it entirely works for the flow and for my father-in-law.
The light in here is amazing and the views and the surrounding countryside is just awesome. but we were really looking for somewhere with the charm of something old and period that we could do up and see ourselves living in.
Ah, okay, Mystery House done. Hope that was enough of a curveball for you.
Plenty to think about because there's just so much room in there.
Good. Well, we're going to go and find somewhere where we can think about all the houses we've seen
Okay.
and come to some conclusions.
Okay.
The lifeblood of the Ceredigion economy is agriculture. Once the mining industries around Cardigan declined, the focus shifted to dairy farming. But today, those farms are facing their own challenge. With falling incomes, many have had to diversify in order to survive. On one such family-run farm, just outside Llandyssil, they've gone from producing a well-renowned organic cheese to something altogether more potent. I'm meeting farmer Rob Savage to find out more.
Now, tell me about your history, because you've got quite an interesting history, because you're not from Welsh stock, are you?
I consider myself Welsh, but my parents are both born in Rotterdam. So they moved from the Netherlands back in 1981.
So they moved from a very flat Holland to quite a hilly bit of Wales.
Absolutely, yeah. And they're not from farming stock either. They're not from a farming background, but they're involved in the organic movement, and this is what they wanted to do. So yeah, we've been making cheese since 1982. My mother was a trainee artisan cheesemaker in the Netherlands. She made a Gouda-style cheese, and she brought her skills over, and now using good quality Welsh milk, we're producing Tyvee cheese.
Using raw milk, local ingredients and traditional methods, the farm produces 3 types of unpasteurized artisanal cheese, strongly influenced by Dutch Gouda. But cheese isn't the only string in their bow. 2 years ago, they diversified into alcohol, specifically gin.
That's quite a curveball in the Welsh farming market, isn't it?
It is. It's the only way really to survive in southwest Wales is cheese and alcohol.
The distillery was opened in 2012, and the man in charge of the drinks is Rob's brother, John. But this isn't gin as we know it. This is seaweed gin.
Now, I have been to a gin distillery before. I don't remember quite how it works. It probably meant I'd tried too much gin afterwards, but you start off with raw ethanol, isn't it? That's the thing.
Pretty much. First of all, we have to produce a base spirit, which is technically ethanol, but just with a bit more flavour in it. We then put it back into the still, and then this is where the herbs and the spices are added to it.
So this is what we can see bubbling around.
You can see some in there at the moment.
What's coming out here then? Is this the finished product?
This is the gin that comes out. It's 90% alcohol though, so it's far too strong to be drinking.
Okay.
This will obviously be watered down with our own water, but you are able to sample it if you fancy. Just flick your finger through the stream of alcohol and you'll be able to taste the herbs and the spices. Whew. This particular recipe is a seaweed gin. This is a very different type of gin. It will now go into a holding tank where it will be infused with seaweed for a week. And then after this process, it will be filtered, and then it will be bottled, and then it's ready for sale.
I'm not entirely convinced by John's Welsh spirit, but there's only one way to find out whether it works, and that's to taste it.
So this is the normal one.
That's the botanical gin.
To compare flavours, I'm trying their traditional gin first.
Still quite strong.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice though. Tasty. And this is the seaweed one. This is the one I'm keen to taste.
Slightly more salty in flavour.
Mouthwash it a little bit and get the full flavour, coat your mouth in it.
You look at him, you're both looking at me very intensely.
And then after you swallow, give it a couple of seconds and then breathe in. You get the saltiness coming through. And then shut your eyes, tell me where you are.
I'm going to say I'm on a Welsh coastline.
Nailed it.
Seaweed floating around my feet. You do taste, that's true, you do taste a little bit. It's quite delicate.
They say the seaweed gin pairs well with seafood, oysters and shellfish. But I'm skipping the main course and heading straight for the cheese board.
And this is in our Tyvee recipe, which is loosely based on a Gouda style.
Very good, thank you.
That's nice, but that's not very Welsh at all. You don't usually get that sort of nice, chewy Dutch. Oh, that's why. Good stuff, guys. It's really nice to meet you both.
Thank you.
Yeah, good luck with it all.
Very good, thank you.
That's delicious, that one.
good, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Our property hunting has come to a close here in Ceredigion, so let's find out which of our properties, if any, have stolen Andy and Jill's hearts. Hi, guys.
Hi.
Hi.
Oh, it's nice to sit down, isn't it, after this striding up and down the Welsh valleys. So, how have we done?
It's been an amazing week. It's been absolutely life-changing for us. And it's absolutely cemented the fact that we are definitely moving to Wales.
Well, that's good. And how have we done on the houses? Which of, if any of the houses have stood out for you?
I think we both feel the same.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, I think the farmhouse that needs the work and the conversion, but that is where our hearts lie, and that will make our dreams come true.
Yeah, that was like a religious experience for you two, wasn't it? Right from the very beginning when you sort of foresaw it.
Yes, it was, yes.
It's a huge challenge, the farmhouse property. Massive potential, I mean, really streets ahead of the others.
Yes.
Massive amounts of money needed to be spent and time.
Yes.
How are you going to do that?
That's a very good question.
Yes. I think we'll just send our thoughts out again. That's what we've done for the whole of this week. And we'll see where it takes us. We're going to research more and find out costings of conversion, etc., and the potential that lies within that the land as well. And we're definitely going to go back for a second viewing. And after the research and investigations on costs, then we're very likely to put in an offer.
Really?
Yes.
Wow, that would be so tremendous. One of the great figures of this search has been your dad, of course.
Yes, yes.
Who wasn't there when we saw the farmhouse, but what do you think he'll think of it?
He'll run with us for the dream of our spiritual retreat by the sea, very much. But the nitty-gritty of it, he may think, Jill, you've gone slightly mad, because it's such a big project. But bless him, he's always behind us 110%, and he really supports our work and our dream.
Well, I really hope that it comes to fruition and you'll let us know how it goes.
Definitely.
It's been a real joy, and thank you for bringing us to this county. It's a really lovely place to come.
Yeah, it's a wonderful part of the world, and it's been an absolute joy, and we can't thank you highly enough. Thank you so much.
It's been wonderful.
It's our pleasure.
Life-changing. Thank you.
That was a great week here in Ceredigion, and it's so nice to be challenged by a house hunt like Andy and Jill's, because it's not every day that we get asked to find a home for a couple, dad, dogs, and a spiritual practice. But if one place is going to supply all that, then this beautiful county is it. And I really hope that they bite the bullet and make something of that dream property in the farmhouse. And I hope that you join us next time for more Escape to the Country.
If you'd like to escape to the country in Wales, Scotland, Northern Ireland or England and need our help, you can apply online at bbc.co.uk/be on a show.